Welcome to our used 2015 Avenger 32 BHS. We're going to start right in the back bumper here. So just kind of reach in, pull that bumper cap off. Inside of there we got your sewer hose. So just take note of those two ears in the adapter here. That's all you'll be hooking it up to your sewer system. And the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Just keeping it stored in the bumper here just helps keep any sort of stench out of the trailer, keeps things a little bit cleaner for you. Bumper cap just presses back into place. In this corner, as well as each corner of the trailer, you're going to find these stabilizer jacks here. So what they're going to do is just run down, contact the ground, give them another turn or so just to firm them up. And they'll just get rid of any sort of bounce this way that you can see you got in the unit right now to keep things stable while you're out camping. Straight up from there, you're going to find a cable and satellite inlet. So coax cable plug into there, fire up at your TV location. Making our way down. You got this little port here, so as you pop that on open, you're going to get your 30 amp short cord pulls on out of there. Most campsites will have that. You can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter, so if you're looking to plug into a standard household outlet to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you have the power to do so. Down from here on the right, we've got your city water connection, so water hose is just going to plug into there, turn it on, and that'll fill up and that'll pressurize your water lines throughout the unit. Right beside it, we've got your exterior shower here, so you're going to get a key just like this guy here, so we'll just stick on into there, open it up. You can flip that on open. And you got a 3-foot hose with a standard shower head, hot and cold water. Just the dog's out getting muddy, you can spray him off before he gets inside. That hose just tucks back on up into its own little hole in the corner there. And then just tuck it in nicely, close her back up, and there you have it. Lock it back down. Simple as that. Straight down from there, we've got your sewer system. So you can see on the left you got a gray valve, on the right you got a black. So that gray valve is controlling your gray tank, black valve is controlling your black tank. Black tank is filled from your toilet, so that's going to be your dirtiest water. We'll be dumping that first. Once that's done, we'll come to the gray, we'll pull that out and allow the gray tank to drain itself out. Gray tank is filled from your sinks as well as your shower, so typically cleaner water. Doing that last just helps keep that hose as clean as possible. These two valves right there, those are just low point drains. You get a hot in the front, cold in the back. The purpose of those would just be to drain out the water lines. So if you leave in the unit for a couple of weeks, you don't want your water going stale or stagnant, you can just open those up and drain out the water lines. Secondly would be for winterization. You just open them up and get all the water out before you go to pump the antifreeze through. I'll make our way forward. Right here we've got your freshwater connection. So you're just going to pop that cap off of there, take your water hose and stick it into there, turn it on, that'll fill up your freshwater tank. Straight down from there, we're going to find your freshwater drain. So you can see you just get that valve there, just open it up, it drains out your freshwater tank. Storage compartments here, so it does see straight through to the other side and is accessible from underneath your bed inside. I'll show you that once you get there. Right in front of the unit, you get this little black box here, so that's your battery. Your battery is housed in there. As long as you're plugged in through that short cord in the back or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, that battery is charging for you. These two little knobs here, if we just pull them out of the way, open it up, you can see you get access to your propane tanks here. So I'll just pull this right off for the video though. And that way, we can show you your changeover up front here. So I've had this tank open, so you can see it's currently green, just letting us know there's propane present in the system. If that were to go red, it's just letting you know that there's no propane left over. And because the arrow is pointing over here, we don't run enough of that tank, so if it were red, that tank would now be empty. You take this arrow, point it over to here, open up this tank while you get the other one filled. Up front, you're going to find a power tongue jack here, so light switch on the left, and then up is up and down is down. Around the other side, you got the other end of your storage compartments here. So inside of here, you're going to find a water hose for you, as well as a 15 amp adapter that I was telling you about. You get your manual jacks for all of your stabilizers. They just run into the end, run them up and down. And there you have it. Towards the back, we've got your main living room entrance. Right beside it, we've got your hot water tank here, so you just get that one keyway there, you're just going to line that up and pop it on open. All of your controls for turning this tank on are just inside of your bathroom. Before you ever turn it on though, you just want to hit this relief valve right there. And if this tank were full, you get a little bit of water coming out of there, just letting you know you are full. We do have the unit winterized right now, so it is of course currently dry. If it were full, you would get the water out of there, and that would let you know that you are safe to fire it up and you're not going to burn anything out by doing so. Another step back, we've got a cable and satellite outlet here, as well as a power outlet, so if you're looking to have TV outside, you got the power to do so. Straight up from there, you're going to see two exterior speakers, as well as this vent in the middle here. So of course, propane stove inside is putting off fumes whenever you're using it, so you do have a fan in there to evacuate said fumes. You just want to make sure this flap here is opened up so those fumes are allowed to make their way out. You just have little tabs on either side there as well, so you can close that flap off. Use those tabs to lock it down, just prevent any sort of dust from kicking up in there while you're traveling. This here is just a service port for your fridge, nothing back there for you to worry about. Down below that is just the exhaust for your furnace. You just want to make sure that's not getting blocked off. It does get hot. towards the back of the units. You've got your exterior kitchen here. Just open that up, and it is on a gas strut, so it'll shoot itself open. It does not really shoot itself open, but it holds itself open. Up top you get a little light there just on its own switch. You got some storage space here as well. Little power outlet down on the wall there. Hot and cold water, and you can see this sink does drain into the black tank. Get your stove here, so we'll pop that open. Just get your slider, just opens on up. Open up the stove, and then you get the little wings on either side. Just flip those out. Then we get your propane hose here. So just a quick connect collar, you're just gonna pull that back, undoes itself underneath. Find the connection for it, so attach it into there, make sure that's locked in. And then the hose comes right down the bottom here. So that's the same quick connect fitting right here, just with the addition of this valve. So if you have that valve opened up, you cannot undo that quick connect, so it's just kind of an added safety. Close off the flow, push the collar back, attach our hose, and then you can open up the flow. I'll come up top, grab a lighter, start with the far one, light her up, and as you can see, she fires right up. Now the first time you go to use your propane system, especially if you've been away from the unit for a while, it will take a minute just to fire everything up, just as you got to clear all the air of the propane lines. It's perfectly normal. Once we're done, I come down, close that valve, pull this hose out of here, make sure that dust cap gets back in there. Undo it at the stove, and then I just like to connect the hose to itself, just ensures that absolutely nothing's getting inside of that hose. And then if you just kind of route it through here, you can get it to close down nicely with your stove. Then we'll close it up, lock it back down. Simple as that. Hot and cold water, like I said, a little bit of storage space here. 120 volt fridge, so you do need to be plugged in for this fridge to work, and as soon as you're plugged in, it is just going. Close her back down. Right, and then to the back of the unit. Back here is just plain and simple. There's the back of your trailer. Now I'll make our way inside. So this here is just the rear bathrooms. You don't need to go into there yet, at least. Up front here, you got your front door. So you just have this little T-latch in the back here. So this latch will just slide into there, holding the door open for us. We're not going to do that today though. For your steps, they are both the same. You're just grabbing this handle here, pulling it out, flipping that last step over, and then we can make our way inside. So first things first, when you get in, right in on your left is your fire extinguisher. It's the standard, pull the pin, point, and shoot. Straight up from there, you're going to find your light switches. Light switch on the left does your one entry light. The light switch on the right does your porch light outside. For your awning, press and hold extend, and that awning will make its way out. Once that awning's fully extended, we're going to see a little white flap come down at the end, as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to want to stop. If you were to continue extending, it will actually wind itself up backwards, in which case your fabric will be underneath your tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's our flap. As soon as that comes down, we're going to stop right there. Now if it were to start raining, it is of course going to be holding some water anyway, so what you can do is grab either arm, front or rear, and just pull it down. And you can see that changes the pitch of the awning out at the head, allowing water to then run off. Now if you like that angle better, because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front and bring the entirety of the awning down for more shade. Before you bring it back in though, you just want to make sure these arms are back out straight and fully extended, just so that we're not running the risk of bending anything. Then we'll come in and press retract, and that awning will make its way back in. Again, we're just making sure that our fabric is over top of the tube. And just another thing to keep in mind with your awning is once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you're going to want to bring it back in, just because it does catch a lot of wind and you do run the risk of bending your arms. Okay, well that's going. We got your two slide out switches here. So the one on the left, that's going to do your rear room. So press and hold out and that slide will make its way out. The two slides do run the exact same. Once they get out all the way, you'll just hear some clicks from the motors letting you know they've reached their stall. So stood right here, if you look out that kind of dinette window, you can just see that slide making its way out. And there's the clicks that we're waiting for. The living room slide, same idea, press and hold out, it makes its way out. You get some clicks once it's at its stall. go. So down here you got a little bit of storage space. Right down below that we got your LP detector. So propane's heavier than air, it'll sit on the floor. This guy will detect it and start going off just like your smoke detector would. Lights throughout the unit. Actually, we'll start in the bathroom here. And the lights throughout the unit just on their own center switches there, turn them on. You do have a TV hanger up here, so just a little V bracket would slide a TV into there. You can hang it up. Cable and satellite outlet for it, as well as a power outlet for it. Like I said, outside, if you pick up the foot of your bed, you do get access to your storage compartment. You also have a little prop there to hold it open. On this side here, you got a power outlet up on the wall. A little bit of storage space here, as well as up top. Each side of the bed has its own little reading light there, so just got its own switch, turn them on. The pocket doors here, so you just have the little latch on the end there, you just slide that up and you can slide your doors. And again, just the storage across the top here. Another power outlet on the side over here. And the windows, they're all just on their own blinds here. The same blind over there. So your entertainment area here. So you can see you do have a TV backer up in here. You have AV cables which are hooked into your stereo already. Remote for the stairs on this side here. Power button there, front and center, just turns it on. Volume on the left here. Seek on the right, so just turn in that dial. Beyond that, fairly straightforward. The only thing I'll really go over here is that your speaker set A is your inside set, speaker set C is your outside set, and B is blank. Okay, power button, turn it back off. A bit more storage down below. Up in here you also have your antenna outlet and a 12 volt outlet for a TV as well. You also have a 120 volt outlet. This outlet right here is your antenna outlet, and you do have a power button for it. Just turn that little button on right there, you get that green light, lets you know your antenna's turned on. A little bit more storage down below. For your antenna, I believe that's in the bedroom here. So up on the ceiling here, you just get this one little rod. You're going to turn that to open it up. Just going until it stops. There you go. And then you can pull this kind of big disc down, and then you can turn it, and wherever you find your best signal, you just leave it there. Whenever you're done and getting ready to go back home and packing back up, you just want to make sure those two arrows there are lined up, and then we can run it all the way down. Alright, there we go. So lights throughout the trailer on their own center switches there. Get a bit of storage up above the sink. That blue pouch there has all of your owner's manuals in it. Any sort of manuals, anything for the trailer, you'll find right in there. Above the sink, you get a little light. You get your spice rack back there as well. Hot and cold water with the mobile head. Drawer space down the side here. And a bit more storage below the sink. Just being mindful of our drains and all that. We don't want to be breaking all of that. Once it comes time, if you're looking to winterize the unit yourself, hot water tank access is actually right behind those two screws there, and another panel down the bottom with two screws. Next right here, pretty standard, just like home, not much I'm going to teach you there. Down below that we got your range vent, so you get your light on the left, fan on the right. So that's that fan that you want turned on whenever you're using your stove so that you're evacuating your fumes. Like I said outside, the first time you use your propane system, it can take a minute just to clear all the air out of the propane lines. My recommendation for that is this center burner right here is a high output burner. We'll light that first. You can see fires right up right away. That high output burner does just kind of have a little bit more flow through it, so it does clear out the air a bit quicker. For your stove, you're going to turn this knob here over down to pilot and press and hold. Grab a lighter, and then right in the back there, get that pilot light going. Once it's going, you're just holding that knob in for another couple of seconds, then you can release and the pilot light will hold itself. Turn up to your desired temperature and she fires right up. Once we're done, we can turn it back down to just pilot and it'll hold just the pilot light for you. But if you're traveling or leaving the trailer for a while, you just make sure that's right off. Down below that, there's a little bit of storage. Previous owners left some pots and pans in here, so we left them for you as well. Bit of storage below the sink, and below that is just a return air for your furnace. You just don't want to be blocking that off. Fridge up above that, you get your two controls up top. There's a power button on the left there with it close to flush, that's it turned on. With it out, that's it off. There's a button on the right with it in, close to flush, that's it, going to be running on auto. Auto is first going to look for AC power. If AC power is taken away, it'll automatically flip over to gas. And if you're out boondocking and you want it running solely on gas, just have this button come out and that'll fire up on gas. If that check light were to come on, it's just letting you know it hasn't fired up at that point, off and back on to reset it. Your freezer up top and your fridge down below. in the back corner there, as the sticker says, up is colder, down is warmer. Pantry space on the side. And then down below that we got your converter. Just press the top and center and she pops on open. She should have popped on open. Down the middle you get your breakers. Whenever a breaker breaks, it's going to sit in the middle, so just turn it off and then back on. On the right side you get all of your fuses. Whenever a fuse pops, you're going to get a little red LED right beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. Up on the wall here you've got your thermostat. So you can see center right, we're currently off. With it over to the right, temp selection there. That'll turn on your furnace. When it comes to trying to run your furnace, you're going to want to just leave this fan selection on auto. Just let it go with auto. And if you're looking to solely just move some air around, we can bring that over to fan, select our low or high fan, and it'll run the fan. After that, slide this one all the way over to the left and that'll be it on cool. Select your temperature here, and again, just use the auto fan if you're looking to cool, and that'll just kind of cycle the air conditioner in and out as needed. With the air conditioner going, you basically got two different options. You can have these louvers here closed, in which case we're using all of our ceiling ducting to move our air, or you can open them up and just dump all of our air into the living room here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want these opened up, cool off this area as quickly as possible, and then you can close them off and start moving the air throughout. Once we're done, just turn it over to the off there, and then turn itself off. So through the dinette, you can see you just got pretty standard dinette setup here. Your two table legs will just pull out, and then you got little ledges along the side. You drop the table down onto, and then you're just going to take your back cushions there, fill in the center, and create a bed. This one here is a bed, so we can get rid of our bottom cushions, throw them off to the side. Grab this handle here, pull it up and out, fold that over, and there is kind of a bedding area. I've just pulled the unit in from outside, so that mattress is a little frozen still. But once we're done, just flipping it back over, click it into place, up and in, and then putting the cushions back down. So now we'll make our way into the bathroom here. Light switch is just up on the wall there. Behind that, we've got your water heater controls. So the little Thunderbolt's going to turn your water heater on with electricity. Like I said, it's empty, so we're not going to do that right now. On the right, that little flame turns it on with propane. Turn that switch on right there. It'll fire up on propane. If this check light in the middle were there to come on, it's just letting you know it hasn't fired up. At that point, just off and back on to reset it. Below that, we've got your monitor panel. So on the bottom right here, you got your water switch. Turn on that pump switch, turns on the water pump, pressurizing your lines throughout the unit. Above that, monitor system, so battery, press and hold that. You can see we're currently C for charging, G would be good, F is fair, L is low. Fresh tank, as you fill that up, it'll go to a third, 2/3 and full. Same idea for your black and your gray. For your toilets here, your fresh flushers just front and center. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. A little bit of a medicine cabinet here. Down below the sink, you get some storage as well. Just being mindful of our drains and water lines, of course, don't want to be breaking those. Shower's got hot and cold water. And above my head is your roof vent. Just turning that knob to open it up, and then you get the switch in the back corner there, turns on the fan. Super simple. Oh, lastly, right around the corner here, you've got your Gfi Protective Outlet. So test on the left, reset on the right. So if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Okay. Then we get a little bit of closet spot here. And then into the back bunk room. All of your lights are just on their own center switches. You got a roof vent here. It's the same as the bathroom, just turning that knob to open it up, just minus the fan. Bunk ladder here just folds on out. So of course, whenever you close that slide, you want to make sure this guy is stored away properly. Otherwise, you do run the risk of damaging it. TV backer back here, cable and satellite outlet, power outlet. And then this bunk right here, actually, if you just pick it up, you can see it's got the little latches on either side, so you can prop it up if you're looking to store something tall. Otherwise, I do recommend you just leave it down. And then the emergency exit window in the back here, you're just pulling that red tab to get rid of the screen, taking this handle here and throwing it outside and hopping on out. Alright, I do believe that is about it for this guy. If you've got any other questions on the unit, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.